Listen, I wanted to share something with you today, and it just so happens that I am the visual aid. Yeah, let's talk about what happens when you don't get what you want. You ready? Let's go. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie D. McKenzie, and I am your favorite empowerment coach. I'm just going to stand in that identity right now. I'm your favorite empowerment coach. And today we're talking about what to do when things don't go our way. And I have to say, I find it hilarious that I am the walking, talking visual aid. And you're probably saying, Stephanie, what are you talking about? Well, this. Today was supposed to be the day that, my twist out or my rod set actually was going to do amazing things. Oh yeah, it did amazing things, all right. They're so amazing that I can't even show them to you. If you've ever had a rod set run amok, put amok in the comments, AMOK, amok, because listen, I was so excited. I'm going to do these videos and I'm going to have this, curly, naturalista thing going. Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening. So don't get me wrong. I love my head wrap, but my plan was different. And so what do we do when things don't go our way? What are the options? Because the truth of the matter is that many of us have had a fair amount of disappointment in our lives, right? Like, let's just be honest about that. There are things that we wanted that didn't happen. There are relationships that we wanted to work out that we believe didn't work out. It really did work out. There are situations that we wanted to come to pass that didn't come to pass. And so I was thinking about that today as I was wrapping my hair to do this video. And I couldn't even find the scarf that I wanted until about a minute before, after I wrapped it with about 4 other scarves, but lest I digress. And so I wanted to share what we can do when things just don't go our way. So listen, if you're new to the channel, let me welcome you yet again. And let me tell you, if you aren't new, if you're already subscribed, make sure you like the video and tap that bell if you've already subscribed and you're not getting notifications. If you want to know when I'm going live, if you find that these videos are really helpful, then make sure you tap that bell so that you get notified. But the rest of you, like the video, smash that like button, as some people like to say. I think you could maybe make a wish or something. I mean, it could be really cool if you all started making wishes or dropping them in the comments. I thought that would be really cool. So listen, I feel like we have a few options when it comes to dealing with things not going our way. And I've broken it down into 1, 2, 3, 4 things, right? So I've even got notes, y'all. I'm ready to give you this, right? And so the first thing is, and this is what we're going to do inherently, this is going to be our reaction. We're going to see the bad. See the bad. We are going to see the bad. And here's the thing. I know there's a lot of people that want to tell you, positive vibes only and be encouraged and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, listen, when something happens, when you're disappointed, when there's a loss, when there's a lack, you have every right to grieve it. You're going to hear me say that a lot because people don't talk about grieving losses and lapses. People don't talk about that. People act as if someone must be transitioned into another world, onto another plane, regardless of what you believe, but they're somewhere else in order for you to grieve. And I'm like, no, you get to grieve if you didn't get the promotion. You get to grieve if the relationship ended, even if it was toxic. You get to grieve even if you didn't get the grade you wanted on the test. You get to grieve. You get to grieve if somebody hits your car. You get to grieve the loss of your car not looking the way it looked before that idiot ran into it. Like, you get that. That is a right that you have. And so you get to see the bad when something doesn't go the way that you want it to go. You do have that right. And don't let anybody rob you of it. Don't let anybody tell you to positive vibes only and good vibes only your way through life. We don't do toxic positivity here. We deal with things as they come, and then we recover and reclaim our state of mind. That's what we do over here. All right. So if that resonated, guys, put something in the comments, a smiley face or something to let me know that you enjoy this, or you can hit the like button, because I will be honest with you. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube myself, and I was forgetting to hit the like button. And so now I'm being intentional, because that's my way of saying thank you to that creator for putting that content, putting time into that content, and putting that content out where I could have access to it. So tap, touch, smash, whatever. The like button, the subscribe button, the bell, everything. We in this now. So in addition to seeing the bad, then you also have a chance to see the good. But don't try to see the good if you're trying to see the bad. Again, you have the right to grieve. Okay, I think I've made that perfectly clear. But when we see the good, that's when we begin to see, okay, it is almost, I would almost say a state of surrender to a certain degree. And we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into the last point. But it's almost like a state of surrender where you're just like, okay, that didn't work out. But here's the thing. This is also the moment where I decide that I don't allow a crazy narrative to start writing itself on my heart, on my soul, and in my mind, right? Because at these moments, when we have been disappointed, oftentimes we start to run down all of the times that we've disappointed or been disappointed. And that's not helpful. That's not helpful. What is helpful is to immediately, once you can see the good and you say, well, you know, that didn't happen for me, but, and there's a tool in the office we call conjunctionization. Okay. Conjunctionization is just me making up a really big word that says that you use the word but to negate the previous sentence. So yes, that didn't happen for me, but there are other things for me. And you don't say it in a cliche type of thing, you know, where it's like, yeah, but there's better. Listen, sometimes when you haven't gotten what you wanted, the last thing that you want to hear is that there's something better for you. Honestly, that's the last thing that you want to hear. You don't want to hear how, you know, it's their loss. You don't want to hear all of that craziness. You want to hear that that wasn't a good thing. You want to hear something that isn't some sort of cliche nonsense that somebody's trying to make you feel better. Tell your people, tell them today, listen, the next time I'm seeing the bad of a situation, let me see the bad, give me a chance to grieve before you try to prop me up with your toxic positivity. I'm just saying. All right. So we can see the good. And then if we're really careful and if we're really diligent and if we're really intentional, we can see the opportunity. We can see the opportunity. I remember, and this would be a longer story if I told you everything that went into it, but bear with me. I remember in high school, I didn't make drill team. Now, it's a crazy thing as to why I didn't make drill team, and I'll just have to tell that story at another time. But nevertheless, I didn't make drill team, and I was very sad about it, despite being a really good dancer and having an amazing high kick. These are not my words. These are other people's words. And I didn't make drill team. However, I did get a new car, you know. And I think about all the money that would have gone into drill team, the uniforms, the camps, the this and the that. And those resources can be allocated elsewhere. You know, sometimes when you don't get the promotion, sometimes there's an opportunity there for you to take that time that you might have spent working more hours or having to oversee a larger team, and you can pour that information, Lord, that investment. That's what I was looking for. You can pour that investment into yourself. Yeah, my sports bra is peeking out. Y'all just be okay with it. I work out. Okay, great. And sometimes sports bras are the only bras I can find. So it's completely, I can say sports bra. Yeah, I say sports bra. Bra is fine. So if you see it peeking out, just say, hey, just know that I work out and I wear a lot of sports bras. So it just is what it is. Anyway, so what was I telling you? Opportunity. So the investment that you were going to put into the promoted position, maybe that's a time for you to sit back and say, you know what? I was thinking about going back to school anyway. Or I was thinking about doing something with my children. Or I was thinking about doing, if you don't have children, I was thinking about doing something for myself, you know? Like, can you see the opportunity that not getting this can afford you? Can you take the same time, talent, treasure, and pleasure? Because, I believe in putting those into yourself. Can you take those that you were prepared to put into something else, and can you somehow pull them into yourself? Just a question. Y'all know I love questions, right? By now, I love questions. If you know I love questions, put question in the comment. Like, you just know it. Stephanie is all about her questions, right? Right. So the last thing, and I think this is something that requires a little more time, a little more thought, a little more intentionality, is seeing the truth. Because sometimes not only did it not happen, but the truth of the matter is that it wasn't supposed to. And yes, I fully believe that we're allowed to want things and desire things. I do believe that, yes, that is your birthright to have what you want, need, desire, and deserve. But when it doesn't happen, it might take a little time for us to get there. But sometimes we are pressed to say, well, was it supposed to? Was I so tethered to this outcome that maybe that's why it didn't happen? Or better yet, did it happen, but not the way that I planned it? Maybe the reason why I'm not seeing that this is working, that this is happening, is because it didn't go down the way that I expected. Moment of transparency. When my father was sick, I prayed for his healing. I did. I prayed for his healing, as most people would. Your parent is sick. Your father, your mother is sick. Your family member is sick. You're going to pray. And, some of you know that my spirituality is very expansive and very diverse. Like, seriously, I believe in all kinds of things now. But at this time, I was still going to church. And after he passed away, because eventually he did indeed pass away, he did transition. I was really upset, like really mad. And I didn't want to be the person that was mad at God, but P.S., I became the person that was mad at God, because I was like, I have never really asked you for anything. And then I asked you for this. And then it's like, hey, that's how you play me? Like, this is how I felt. Like, I'm just being transparent with you guys. I'm kryptoniting, if you will. I'm being vulnerable right now. And I remember sitting in church, and there was a sermon about healing. And one of the things that was so helpful for me was something that the pastor said about earthly healing versus heavenly healing. Now, again, my spirituality, I believe in spiritual diversity. So if you don't believe these things, completely fine. But I'm making a point, I promise. So don't click off, okay? Just perk up your ears. I got something for you. And so in that moment, I realized that the healing that I prayed for had happened, but it did not happen in the way that I wanted. So regardless of what you believe, right? Is it possible, when you begin to see the truth, is it possible that it wasn't supposed to happen, or that it did happen, but not the way that you wanted it to? Because one of the challenges about us as humans is that not only do we craft and create the desire, we also craft and create the way it's going to happen, the method, the path. And I'm like, that's not helpful. Because when we do that, oftentimes we become so dogmatic about the way this is going to happen. Like it has to happen by this date, or it has to happen by this time. Because, our ego loves to control. It does. Our unhealthy ego loves to control things. And if at some point we're afraid that we're actually not going to get it, I think sometimes we put some really stringent and rigid expectations on how it's supposed to come in, how it's supposed to manifest, what it's supposed to look like. So much so that I think sometimes we miss it. So you got 4 options when things don't go the way that you want them to. You can put on a head wrap and handle it. Or if this isn't about your, rod set that was done on Saturday by your beautician going amok, nevertheless, Kanisha, which is my hair's name, is a funny little creature. So you just never know. She's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. but we love her. All right. Yes, I named my hair. Does your hair have a name? If it does, put it in the comments. Yes, I did just say that. Listen, so you got 4 options. We, us, because, you know, we're in this together, right? We have 4 options when things do not go our way. We can see the bad, we can see the good, we can see the opportunity, and we can see the truth. Now, if that resonated with you, put yep in the comments. If, oh, I forgot your question. I think I've given you questions the whole time, right? So here's a question for you. What do I hope to do the next time something doesn't go my way? What do I hope to do the next time something doesn't go my way? Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. My name is Stephanie D. McKenzie. I'm a speaker, a teacher, author, and a coach, here to remind you to always be your own superhero. And I thank you guys so much for learning and being empowered and doing all that other stuff and smashing the like button and laughing at my head wrap pain with me. Have a beautiful day. Bye.